warm welcome to Mongolia. Although I know that most of you are from Mongolia, but anyway, welcome, a very warm welcome to this training workshop. I'm really glad to be here today. I'm Natalia Ziafur, Director of the International Scientific Cooperation of ASPA Science and Technology Town, which is the pioneering science and technology town in Iran. For your information, we have 750 technology companies as our tenants, and more than 9,500 people are young entrepreneurs are working for these companies. I'm also Deputy Director of IRIS. You can see the logo, the UNESCO Category 2 Center on Science and Technology Park Development that works under the auspices of UNESCO. On behalf of IRIS, we have conducted several training programs so far in different countries. We have been in Nigeria, we have been in Oman, in China, Malaysia, and several training programs in Iran. And we are happy that this time we are in Mongolia, the land of the eternal blue skies, the land with nomadic culture, the land of hospitable people, the land with unique horses, the land of Golden Eagle Festival, and the land of the biggest desert of Gobi that we have always read in our school books. And many other unique features that I'm not been able yet to discover, but I'm sure there are more to be announced. My special thanks to Mr. Amarsana, to Mr. Batoto, to Ms. Gonzaya, who have truly cooperated with us in IRIS and UNESCO Center to organize this training workshop as the first initiative during the years at the beginning of ASPA conference and at the sideline of this event. The objective of this workshop is to share our knowledge and experience in the field of science and technology parks management with the participants and help raise the capacity of science and technology park industry in Mongolia. We have invited special speakers and specialists from different countries, from China, from South Korea, and from Thailand and Iran, to bring diversity of expertise and knowledge and their expertise views to this workshop. So I would appreciate Professor Herbert Chen, Professor John Suk-so, Ms. Lin, and Professor Ehsan Ghazian to be here with us as our speakers for today's workshop. During this workshop, we will delve into various aspects of science and technology parks, admission, services, management, and finally the evaluation. I encourage each of you to engage actively in discussions and ask questions and share your experiences. We are also going to learn from you. Together we can identify the best practices applicable to our context. So I hope the context would be useful for you, and in continuation of this workshop, we would be glad to invite you to Iran to have a field visit to the most successful science and technology park in Iran, to Isfahan Science and Technology Town. And let us remember that the success of science and technology parks is also dependent on collaboration. So it is essential that we build strong collaboration after this workshop. I would like to express my thanks and appreciation to each and every one of you for joining us today for this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mojga, for the center tone of today's discussion. Now our official session is starting. The first topic is Finland attraction tactics, criteria and processes of science technology parks admission. Let's welcome Ms. Mojgan again. Thank you. After the presentation, we will have 5 minutes for the question and answer, so please prepare your questions. Thank you. Ms. Mojgan, please.
Under the theme of Innovate, Integrate, Incubate, and Science and Technology Park, Tenant Admission Services and Management. The key, first I'd like to start with the key elements in Science and Technology Park. After my presentation, or even during my presentation, I would like to ask the other speakers, Professor Herbert Chen, Professor Yazdian, Professor John Susu, if you have any views, complementary views to add to my point, I would appreciate to hear and to share with the participants. Actually, I'd like to start with the key elements in Science and Technology Parks according to the research performed by the International Association of Science Park, that there are 4 pillars of successful Science and Technology Park that are including space, tenants, resources, and services. Space and the location of Science Park is very important. The tenants, the type of tenants, who should you admit to your Science Park and incubator is very important. And about the resources and services, the next speakers will talk more. In order to start with our subject, I would first like to elaborate on the innovation ecosystem. There's a book named Rainforest that has been translated by one of our co-founders of Science and Technology Parks in Iran, Dr. Karim Nepal, and he always refers to this book as a good example for an ecosystem. Why we don't say system and we say ecosystem? Because ecosystem, we believe that it is alive, it has life in it, and different, for example, in a rainforest, you have different elements, a variety of species of plants, animals, natural resources like hydrogen, oxygen, and different elements are present there. And together they are in close interaction with each other, and together they help the promotion and development of this ecosystem. So there is a great interaction between them, and the absence of each of them could lead to failure of that ecosystem. The same is with an innovation ecosystem. In an innovation ecosystem, we have different role players and different elements. For example, we have science and technology parks and incubators, we have research institutes, we have financial providers, we have government organizations, we have large companies that bring development and value chain and product portfolio. They bring big markets and also investment. We have startups and SMEs, and we have technical advisors, mentors, and service providers, which are of great importance to science and technology parks and incubators. So the necessity of science and technology parks is that they somehow play the role of a linking chain between university, government, and industry. This is what we have in the Science and Technology part. We usually start with an idea, with a concept idea, then we have pre-incubation, we have incubation, and we have Science and Technology parts. I will elaborate on each of them one by one, that at which stage would the company be admitted. And I also would like to elaborate on who are the residents, who are the tenants in ISTT. My organization is Isfahan Science and Technology Town, ISTT. We mostly admit technology companies, we admit creative and innovative companies, we admit service providing units, R&D units of industries, and technology cores. By technology core, we mean those teams which are yet incompetent to establish a company, and we call them a core. Actually, they are still a team. And also the teams and companies that are active in the creative and soft industries. These are mostly our tenants in Science and Technology parks. So the teams in our incubation stage are the teams and also the startup companies and innovative creative startups. And in Science and Technology parks, we are mostly admitting mature private companies and also R&D units of industries. So in order for a team to be admitted to Science Park, there are three major criteria to be admitted and to enter a Science Park or incubator. The first one is having a team. The second one is the business plan and market strategies. And the third one is the knowledge-based idea. What do you think is the most important of these three? Can you help me? Idea, market, or team? Which one is the most important one? Any idea? No idea? A simple question. Which one is more important for admission to Science Park? What do you think? Is it idea? Is it market? Or is it a team?
It's equal. It's equal.
Excellent. Perfect. The team. Of course, all of them are important, but if the idea doesn't work, you can change the idea. If you don't have a good market for that idea, then you can work on the market and create your market. But if you don't have a good team who are collaborating with each other, who are friendly with each other, and cannot work with each other, that makes it really difficult, and you cannot easily change the team, and it makes your work difficult. So these are very important factors in admission criteria, and the team is very important, which team to be able to work together. So this is the trend of idea definition, team fulfillment, and business plan that go to pre-incubation. And then in the incubation stage, the idea will be changed to the prototype, the technology will be changed to semi-industrial, and the marketing also will happen. The startups usually face 10 top problems. Of course, there are many problems that the startups are facing with, but the most important one, or maybe the ones that I want to share today with you, include they have usually poor understanding of the entrepreneur's needs. They have usually poor ability of developing business model and business planning. They don't know how to define their market, how to evaluate their sales rate and everything. And inadequate management and marketing skills, it's very important that the CEO and the founder team have managerial and some marketing skills. Lack of affluent resources during human network and recruitment. As I mentioned, the recruiting of appropriate team to work with is very important. Lack of finance and credit, angel or venture capital and investors. Limited access to information and technology, building the right team. They don't know how to build their team. They think, for example, they have the family businesses and they think that it can be successful, but you should care about that because the family businesses do not always work well. There is sometimes little interest in training and mentorship. We provide different training programs, mentorship, but mostly there is little interest on behalf of the startup to attend those trainings and those receiving the mentorship. And also, usually there's a clan mentality, lack of trust, and cultural constraints. This is because of the same that I told you, that they prefer to work in a limited context and don't go outside. And also the inability to look forward toward larger and global markets in one stage and in another. Maybe they are some premature scaling. So time management is very important for the startups that maybe they are not aware of rightly. So these problems will clarify and will put emphasis on the importance of services that are provided to science and technology parks that Herbert is going to elaborate on more. So the science and technology park is where prevent the technology companies to follow the value of death. They link the technology to the business in a smooth way and prevent from failure of the companies and startups from falling into the value of death through the services that they provide. There was a survey by the International Association of Science Parks and different aspects of science parks, including the success factors in the science and technology park, and most participating organizations and science parks believe that location of a science and technology park and incubator is of utmost importance for the tenant companies. Access to market, also growth in the number of employees and the type of resident companies, increased international communication, and also different factors are very important. Let me bring this one. There are also some constraining factors for science and technology parks, including the, for example, lack of financial resources, lack of public sector support, government, and little or no success in attracting foreign investment, which is also very important. And lack of collaboration with universities and higher education center. I will elaborate later on how important it is to be in contact with higher education and universities actually. There are some competitive factors also that I would like to share here. If a science park has these factors, they could be very successful. This is based on the view and the comments received from the science and technology park, and that is the quality of resident companies. The topic of our today workshop. First, for example, in ICT, at the first stage, we admitted every applicant who were willing to enter our incubator and science park. Because we wanted to increase the number, we wanted to fill maybe the buildings and to have our own residence. But nowadays, that it is about 30 years since the inception of our science park, we don't let every applicant to come in. Because they should have criteria, they should add value to the science park and to the science park environment, and they should help and make synergy with other participants, so this is important. The branding of the science park is very important, both nationally and internationally for the resident companies. Obviously, when you want to bring some good companies, it is important what is your brand. Is it well-renowned or no? And the easy access to talents, again, refers to a good location of science park, and the services that are provided are very important. Obviously, the advanced companies, the high potential companies will expect high and advanced services, and also level of attractiveness of the park location that I elaborated earlier. So the success factors I already mentioned some, that to add the image and prestige of the park is important, talented and motivated people working in the park and linked to university, I mentioned this as well. So in our organization, the culture, the dominating culture is that as the government structure, we try to behave our customers, our tenant companies, like private sector. If we cannot be of any help, we never band they wear. And time, we know that, we are aware that the time is the most important asset of our customers, and so we need to care about that. And our motto is that we are sharing with you, your risks, but we are not sharing with you in your benefits. So what is the first executive step in bringing the companies? First is admission management. As I mentioned, recognition of the potential applicants, informing them of the services that you are going to provide, admitting applicants by general recording and general and private meetings and festivals that will be performed through general recall, through speeches that you go and present to the universities, through the seminar, through the potential materials, and actually the social media that you can bring your recall and to the applicants. The workflow of admission office in ISCT is that we make some negotiation in our admission office as a practical experience. We negotiate to applicants coming to the Techno Park or incubator. We will ask them to fill some special forms, and then the forms and documents of admission process will be completed by them. In this way, a pre-admission is performed and conducted by the admission director. If there's any comment, any idea to edit the forms, they will be aware. And then admission session will be presented by the ISTT, and the applicant will present their program, their plan. For example, what they are going to bring, what is their product, what is their technology, what is their market analysis, what is their income, expecting income, and different aspects. And then the jury board will evaluate the idea. The admission council members will decide whether to admit or reject that company, and the final decision is made. And this is the flow chart of our admission that I explained you right now. So as I mentioned, a careful review of each company's business plan is very important, and the jury will assess each company based on the management team, based on the product or service and related operations, manufacturing, market, and the financial capacity or understanding of the requirement to grow. So in admission criteria, we have some general criteria in terms of, for example, whether the company has the potential for business growth, the ability to create jobs, the ability to generate net profit and pay the science park rental fees, the potential to strengthen the diversity and diversify the economy, the management resides the community and compatibility with the science park objectives and tenets. We have also some technical criteria that includes how value addedness will be created by this company by innovation, the timely entrance into the market, the patent situation, uniqueness of the concept idea, and access to external businesses. And also we have some types of business criteria that includes market knowledge and focus on special industry. We want the companies to focus on a special field of industry, not, for example, several ideas doesn't work. People-oriented managers should be among their team, and they will be able to attract a good staff, ability to develop a network of cooperative relations, also small business management and marketing skills, and integrity and capacity for hard work, and ability to handle the crisis and take risks during their activity. So our applicants go to, if they are a technology-based team, go to our pre-incubation. If they are startup enterprises, also they can go to pre-incubation or incubator. If they are small and not mature companies, they will go to our incubator. And if they are mature companies or the R&D units of industries, they will go to our science and technology part. So the admission factors, again, for the idea, it should be a knowledge-based idea, a technology-based idea, whether it is marketable, does it have potential to develop and transfer entrepreneurial idea, or potential, the idea should have potential for commercialization. Also, the possibility to be executed, detailed explanation, application of core idea, cost expectation should be included in the idea, and innovativeness of the idea. Also the business plan, whether each different elements, including company background or product description, marketing plan, analyzing the competitors and what should come to the business plan. And the admission committee, I just mentioned that they are composed of members, both technical members and the science park management team. I'm not going to elaborate in more details on this. And this is the admission process in ISCT. As I mentioned, if an applicant is incompetent to establish a team, to establish a company, they will go to pre-incubation. They can settle here for 6 months. They receive some services, mostly free of charge at this stage. And after a 6-month period, we expect them that they will be able to establish their own companies. Then they will go to our incubation sector. They can settle here for 3 years. They will receive some types of services here at this stage. And if an evaluation is performed at each stage, if they are successful, they will go to our science park that we have no limitation for settlement at this stage. They can construct their own building or rent our building. And as I mentioned, we have more than 750 companies right now. Just I want to mention about this slide about the young population that always come to the science and technology parks. As you can see through this slide, about 53% of the applicants coming to our techno park are under the age of 35. So it means that we have very young population and very motivated population here. And this is the role of pre-incubation. The university graduates also, they have lack of knowledge on business field. They are not familiar with the market. They don't have market knowledge. So if they want to start a business, they will fail. So what we do here, they will go to our pre-incubation and they will receive some trainings and guidance by our trainees and by our mentors, and then they will successfully go to our incubation stage. Let me mention something here, that a new initiative and actually a successful experience that we have recently embarked on, and it is that even before pre-incubation, we have another stage, pre-incubation. This is where our mentors will sit together with the applicants and talk with them, very friendly talk, not a formal meeting, not a formal discussion, just very friendly. He or she elaborates on different aspects of the business that they are going to embark on. They are going to be emphasized on their team, on their idea, on their technology, on the market analysis, and whether they can work together or not. Even simple issues will be discussed and brought up with them, and this has been a successful experience. And the role of incubator is to reduce risk and reducing the cost of the establishment, and also the science and technology parts that we believe are the missing link for commercialization and technology development. You can see that how industry will be connected with the university through the science and technology parts. I mean, the problems of the industry will be solved by the help of the university knowledge and the university experts, and the science and technology part are the missing link and the linking chain in this field. I would like to skip this one about the results of a successful admission for now. There are some wrong beliefs in admission process. For example, they think that incubator would provide income for the knowledge-based enterprises. Know that the incubator does not provide an income. It is the company that need to create their own income. They think that fast growth results in employment rate. It is not so. They think that incubator is just a building. Now that it is a building, but it is not the whole. The most important thing is the services that are provided, the mentorship and different aspects. The top talented, there's a belief that they think that only the top talented entrepreneurs can can be admitted to incubator. We welcome the talented people and entrepreneurs, but we admit everybody who has a technology-based or knowledge-based idea. And also there are some must and must not do's in incubators that I think you can read it to go through this slide yourself later on. And so there are challenges in attracting high potential tenants, including finding and identifying appropriate tenants that can bring added value to the park. This is very important and it is actually a challenge. The advanced infrastructure is another challenge. You should have laboratory, internet, office space. Obviously, when you want to attract high potential companies, you need to provide high and advanced services to them to be able to attract them. And also access to funding opportunities for startups and technology companies is important and is a challenge. The Science Park Incubator should be able to bring some financial resources to the companies residing in the park through the links and networking and in the communication that they can establish with other funding organizations. Networking opportunities with industries and research centers, that this also can help the mentioned challenge, removing mentioned challenge. Access to skilled workforce and tenant pool and complex zoning rules. You should not bring complex rules and regulations for admitting the companies because this would be a challenge for them to enter. Also, branding and partner reputation is another challenge. The geographic location, I already elaborated on that, the type of supportive services that are provided, and the culture of Science Park that should be aligned with the values and mission of the companies and marketing strategies and retention strategies. You attract the talent and the staff for the companies, and now it is another strategy how to keep them, the staff. So, factors involved in ISTT success. I forgot to remove this slide. The factors involved in ISTT success includes admission of entrepreneurs and potential tenants, presence of good sponsors in the park, market need analysis, appropriate layout. We are adjacent to one of the top Iranian universities, and the graduates of this university will come to our Science Park. Experienced managerial team, and also venture capital funds that exist in our organization. The value added and quality services, private sector involvement. We have very good collaboration with the private sector. And even the private sector has cooperated with us in construction and bringing some tenants to our complex. International relations, continuous assessment of the staff. We evaluate the companies and the teams who have entered the ISTT twice a year. And Professor Yazdian will elaborate on this afternoon very completely about the evaluation process and also building strong partnerships. Now, tactics for quality tenant admission. What to do to attract tenants? You must know the answer so far. Can you tell me with what I have already mentioned? Can you bring me some ideas? What would be the tactics for attracting quality tenants? Any idea? I have already elaborated on that in my previous slides. So, if you have any good listeners, you should be able to answer my question. Otherwise, I will ask one by one. Any idea? No idea? Even one single tactic for attracting a good tenant to your sector park or incubator?
You have mentioned that we should analyze examinability.
Oh, very good.
And also the very good environment for entrepreneurs to attract them, co-working space, internet lab.
Yeah, thank you. Any more? No more?
Sufficient information access.
Very good, yeah, thank you. Yeah, you are right. them. Who can enter? You should select from among the applicants. You need to bring the good applicants and appropriate applicants that add value to your environment for other companies, for the park itself, and everything. The location of the park and incubator is very important. You should locate somewhere that has access to talent, to the workforce, both for the park and for the companies. This is a challenge always for our companies. How to attract their staff, where to bring their staff, especially if you have a distance from the city, from downtown the city, it is very difficult for them to attract their necessary companies and their staff for the companies. The method of recall is important. Where are you going to announce who you are and what you provide? You can do it to provide speeches and presentations in universities, in different meetings with industries. You can introduce your services in universities. You can invite the industry authorities. And also inviting big and mature companies is very important. These mature companies really have value added to the companies. For example, 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago that we had meted a big company, which is one of the divisions of the big steel industry in our region, in Isfahan. Since this company has been located in our technopark, many of our companies active in that field, they are active in the field of steel industry. They have changed greatly. They have made great developments and growth because this company has included some shares, some shares of this company, and so it has provided some investment, some services, some trainings, and some evaluations. Dr. Yasser, do you have anything more to add to the services that MST provides to our companies?
Hi everyone. MST is the Innovation Center Steel, one of the biggest steel companies in Iran. So it's better to say the biggest steel company in Iran. MST located in the park, and it helps other companies and to buy their products to complete the value change of the company, and also share the stock and invest on these companies, holding festivals about the steel industry and many other tasks that MST, the Innovation Center of the Steel Company, do in the park.
Thank you. And I'm happy to inform you that one of the companies who receive services from MST is our ASPA award winner today, and tomorrow they will have their presentation. I invite you to join and see their presentation. Also, creating attraction in Science Park and Incubator is very important. How you can create attraction? Do you have any ideas? Don't look at my slide, just from yourself. Do you have something to add to these attractions? What can you do to create attraction? Oh, I haven't brought it here. Oh, it's okay. So, you tell me. Do you have any idea how you can bring attraction to Science Park or Incubator to attract high potential tenants? Herman, can you tell us something?
I think the first thing you have to understand, the incubator and the science parks is not only for small companies. The big companies also contribute a lot for the local ecosystem, innovation ecosystems. So that is the first thing you have to think. The second thing is you have to evaluate your science park or incubator. Do you have the ability, the space, the infrastructure? Sometimes the big company and the corporation, they need a high standard. You have to think about that as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hubert. And any more ideas?
kind of event, and it was very
very effective and successful. Thank you. Any other idea? The investors, very good. Inviting the investors, it could be a very good attraction in Science Park because many of the companies coming to Techno Park, they have idea, they have technology, but they don't have the necessary funding. So bringing appropriate investors is very important. Any other idea? Thank you.
Mentor pool?
Pardon?
Mentor pool? Mentor pool?
Mentors.
Yeah, mentor pool.
Yeah. The mentor is a must in the Science Park and it also brings value. So, creating attraction, as you mentioned already, very good factors. The moderate prices in the Science Park and incubator is an attractive thing for the companies. That's why they should choose to come to your premises rather than going outside physically. The synergy between residents that our friend also referred to one aspect, you should be able as a Science Park incubator to create synergy, to link the companies with each other. Maybe the company needs something to produce a product and they are not aware of the other company that can help bring some part of that technology or help develop some part of that product. And you should be able to link them with each other and bring synergy. The facilities that exist in Science Park are very important. The selection of the teams. The teams, in the team you select, there should be some experienced people, there should be some with specialties. I mentioned you should take care about the family businesses, which are not always good. And the full-time staff in Science Park, you should take care of the part-time staff, especially in the managerial level. If all the team members are working as part-time, it is dangerous. There should be a manager, a full-time manager, and also the staff, the full-time staff in Science Park. And about the services we already mentioned, and the visit by industries. One thing that in our organization has been of utmost importance every time is that we have created a good network, a good link and synergy and cooperation with the industries in our surrounding areas, and we invite the industries to come. We organize some meetings with the companies and the industry. The industry announces their needs, and the company introduces their potentials and capabilities. And in this way, during the tea meetings or tea breaks, they will link with each other, and they will, in this way, they will actually provide projects for the companies and also solve the problems of industries with the potentials of our tenant companies. So bringing incentives, financial incentives, tax exemptions, or grants. For example, we in our Science Park, we have been defined as a free trade zone, and the companies residing in our premises are exempt from paying tax. Some grants we are linking with fund and financial resources and fundraising organizations, and they will provide some loans, facilities, some grants for the projects of the companies. This is very important for the companies, both the small ones and the big ones. Also the facilities and infrastructure. Obviously, I mentioned when you want to have high potential companies, you should provide advanced services to them. So the laboratories, flexible offices, connectivity, and different aspects is very important. The networking opportunities, as we mentioned so far, the industry events, conferences, workshops, exhibitions, the B2B meetings that our friend mentioned also allows the company to connect with potential partners and investors, customers, and collaborative programs. Access to human resource and talents. If you are adjacent to a university or if you have a pool of talents, you can help the companies to attract and recruit their appropriate staff, support services, and marketing and branding. of the park that I mentioned is of utmost importance. It's important that your park is nationally and internationally very well reputed and actually have good brand. And
I want to add a new attraction. These year's co-working spaces and accelerators
yeah,
are very attractive. If co-working spaces or accelerators become a member of the park or member of the population, it will increase the attraction. Because many students are now freelancers. They don't want to work in one company. They work in several companies.
Yeah.
And these co-working spaces inside the park will help companies to have these types of
exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other view? Question, comment? Yes, please.
My name is Dora. I'm from IT Pakistan. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and invaluable presentation. Just interested in the process after admission. We have seen that there are several opportunities and criteria for admission of your tenant companies. Do they have obligations after admission as well? Tenant companies, do they have obligations?
They should care about the rules and regulations of Technopark or incubator. Obviously, there are some obligations. For example, if they are involved in producing and production stage, their production should be environment friendly as far as they are located in the park. So this is an obligation for them in the park. But if they are going to, for example, to have mass production, they need to go outside and have their production. Or
environmental.
yeah, but this is the same. Environmental aspect is another obligation. Of course, their logistics, their rental fees payments, their service charges. These are some obligations for them. The contracts they make will help them to get new contracts with the industry, and they should be take care of the promises and their obligations in the contract. We usually supervise those contracts, and we care about that. This is also another thing that we mentioned. Dr. Yazir, do you have anything else as the obligations after admission?
Maybe forgetting the core technology. Some companies they change to only a business company. It's,
They should take care of the core technology and the idea that they have introduced to us, because they bring the core technology, the idea to the park to be admitted, and after admission they forget about it and they go to start their business. We don't want this. We don't just want to create a job. We want to create a business, and we want them to be entrepreneur when they are in the park. These are some of their obligations as far as I remember.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question?
Does your park has incentives from government? Incentives from government?
Just we have partial budget from the government that the park will allocate to the companies at different stages of their development. Depending on the growth stages level, we'll allocate that budget. It is a limited amount, but it helps at the beginning. Also, some regulations in the park, for example, the free trade zone is an incentive that they are exempt from paying tax in our techno park, and also some public support, for example, linking with the authorities where they can link us with the appropriate industries to bring projects for the companies, or maybe to solving some of the problems of the companies in terms of higher levels, but first to the government. These are some support. Because in our techno park we are affiliated to the Ministry of Science, Research and Technology. I heard from friends here that the IT park is affiliated to the Ministry of Economy and another part, to the Ministry of Economy, and IT part to the Ministry of Digital Communication. But we are affiliated to Ministry of Science, Research and Technology, and we are in close contact with Iran's Vice Presidency for Science and Technology, and they provide very good support, even financially, to our companies and to very good projects that they know that they are innovative and they can help the economic growth of the company, of the country.
We should create these networks.
Yeah. Yeah. As I mentioned during my presentation, we bring all of these elements together and we prepare this network to collaborate, to interact with each other, and to help each other. Yes, please.
So thank you for a comprehensive lecture.
Thank you.
So I'm from Maria Samson. What about the research institutions or universities being held responsibility for this research piece or anything like that? How do they trigger the business? How do they locate it in your SAP in Ireland? Because somehow there's research institutions are like kind of laboratories.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the importance of that?
We are in very close collaboration and cooperation with the universities. As I mentioned, we are adjacent to one of the top Iranian universities. We call it ASPA University of Technology. And besides attracting the graduates of this university as our tenant companies, we bring the teams from the university and we help them to establish their own business instead of going and being employed by other governmental organizations. We help them to come to our science park and to establish their own business here, to establish their own company in our techno park. But besides these things, we also we have some prototyping workshop units, some technical and specialized laboratories that provide services to the applicant, not only to our tenants residing in our companies, but even the university students can come to our laboratories and utilize our services there. Or even we have a contract with the university that our companies can go to the laboratories in the university and enjoy the services provided by them. We are in close collaboration with each other, and also the faculty member who are even the member of our companies, or they are somehow like an advisor and consultant to our teams, and they provide consultation to our teams, to our companies in terms of the technical ideas and everything. So always the faculty member also. So we have collaboration with university in different aspects at the level of faculty, students, physical space, laboratories, and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for a relevant presentation. My question is, technology is very difficult things. Sometimes it's so early, sometimes it's so late. But how do you, as you say, is you say this market to market time is very important. How to evaluate this effect?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the time management is very important for the companies and the teams. As I told you, we have in our jury meeting, in our admission session, we invite different people, different specialized people, some technical advisors, and they are aware of the market, they are aware of the technology. For example, if there is a project in the field of, for example, electronics, we invite an expert, a jury member, who is active in the field of electronics, and who is aware of the market, the developments in the market, or whether it is new, whether it is an innovative project or it has been worked before. So they are aware of this, and during the admission meeting, they can inform the applicants about it, whether it has been brought up before or whether it is a new, whether they can be successful if they work on this topic or no, something like that. Is there anything you would like to add? I think this is what we do.
About the jury team, I should insist that in our jury team there are some members of our tenant companies. that in this session they share their experiences with the applicants, and these experiences are very, very useful, even more useful than what mentor says, what advisor says, because sharing experiences means living in the same workspace as the applicant, and should help you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Any other view, any other comment, any other question? Well, thank you very much. I don't know what time is it, and our MC should tell us whether we are going to have a break or to start the next day. Thank you very much.